What is meant by Windows Server 2002 comparison by Server Core? Server Core are the basic things that you can install. Active Directory, this is the one that you will be using here. Branch cache, hosted cache. What is DHCP server? DNS, file services, Hyper-V, media service. You can also install a media server. You need to download it free of charge from microcomputer for this. Print services, managing printers, web services, IIS. These are known as the core server services. And which one do you think is the most powerful one? In the case of enterprise, everything is available. In the case of data center, everything is available. In the standard, what is missing? Branch cache hosted. I think there is restricted, limited, one standard. Write this term down, DFS. I think it's called distributed file services. It makes data on different disks and different servers look like as if it is coming from one data source. DFS. In this particular case, we are going to compare the technical specifications as you see here. Some of the things you might want to hot add memory. That means you can add the memory while the server is working. Replace memory, hot replace memory, and other things here. Network access connectors, 50. You might want to get more information. I'm not sure what it is right now. And the other thing is remote desktop admin connections. There's a question on this. Anytime you install, you get two administration connection, remote administration connection permissions. So two people can be connected at the same time to the server for managing it from a remote location. In other words, you have remote desktop. Using that, you can connect it over here. RAM, what is the maximum RAM? For different versions, it's different. You can see that, wow, this one is 2 terabytes, which is for what? I think it's data center. How many different processors can you support? In the case of data center, it's altogether 64 different processors. This will be the last slide that we are going to show today. New and updated features in Windows Server 2008 R2. R2 came only a few months ago. So it's new. Very new. This is the only way I can teach new things, by going through here. And Google Apps really helps to teach Microsoft. New updated features. AD rights management, Active Directory, branch cache content server. Where do we use this one? We use a server in a branch office so that the frequently accessed information from your head office is cached in that branch server. So every time you go for it, you don't have to go all the way to the head office, so retrieval is faster. Direct access, I told you about this. What is direct access? Gives you VPN type of access without having to set up VPN clients. For this, one is required. What is required? Your client must be, I believe, Windows 7, and the server is, of course, Windows 2008. What is Hyper-V used for? Server virtualization. What is Internet Information Services? The version right now is 7.5. So you will install 7.5. What is 7.5 used for? For hosting web servers. Then we have network access protection. We need to learn more about it. Remote desktop services. This is a replacement for terminal services where you can use your terminal or computer to access applications that are running. In other words, you run the applications on the server for most part. Server core. What is a server core? You can install only the most frequently used core roles. One core role of the server, for example, is to act as a DHCP server. If you want your server to act as a DHCP server, then you can install that as one. This is the minimum set of things that you need so that your server is secure. You have server manager. What is Windows Deployment Services and Windows PowerShell? What is Windows Deployment Services? Nowadays, if you have a new software, you don't go around installing it on every computer. It takes time. So from the server, you can start the deployment. If you want to deploy a new application on one of the clients, you don't go with a CD to each one. You set it up in such a way that at 5 o'clock when everybody else go home, you start the deployment service. It will go and install it on each of the servers. That is known as the server deployment services. Then here we have, this is for the older version. In case if you were installing the older version in the lab, this is what you need to understand. These are the new things. What is SP2? Service Pack 2.